Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 22 of the Potato Hand podcast and live stream. I am Raveneff. You can find me on twitch.tv/Raveneff, on Instagram at Raveneff underscore, and Twitter at Raveneff0 underscore. Oh,
Man, you got that down to a pat now. I'm BumpyRug. Hi. I don't even work here. Um, yeah, you can find me at twitch.tv/BumpyRug. I'm streaming tonight, and I changed my schedule again. Yet again. It's Saturdays, Sundays, every other Monday on a leap year, and twice on Christmas. No, it's Saturdays, Sundays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, or Tuesdays, Thursdays. I don't even know what it is anymore. You know what? Moving on. Go ahead.
I wish I could set up a schedule, but I'm going to be working so much overtime. It's just going to be like, random. Hey, look at that Raveneff streaming. Let's see what he's raging at today and what he's about to stroke out over this time. The reason why I don't eat salty meals before streaming, or playing Call of Duty, or really any activity in my life, because I get angry over everything. You can follow follow the podcast on YouTube at Middle of Nowhere Entertainment. We have a couple playlists on there, Crimson Mask and Potato Aim, which I got to get everything organized on the YouTube, by the way. I'm kind of slacking a little bit on that. And then also pretty much everywhere podcasts are found, including iHeartRadio, that a lot of people are angry with right now for laying off thousands of people. So if you want to boycott us from iHeartRadio, don't worry. You can find us on iTunes. Yes, finally iTunes.
We did it.
Spotify. We hit the big time now, ladies and gents, and boys and girls, and whatever else might be watching, whoever else. That kind of sounded wrong, but hey, what can you do? I'm just going with the flow here, guys. And what was it? Spotify, TuneIn, iTunes, Google Podcasts, and possibly more to come. I don't really know what's left out there. We are on all the major ones that everybody likes, so nothing more to come. Probably not. I just want to thank everybody that tuned in last week. For our episode, we hit quite a few viewers and quite a few views on the video from the live stream on Facebook. Facebook seems to be fairly lucrative at the moment. And my video of me watching the Titans just absolutely destroy my Baltimore Ravens last Saturday night has over 500 views now. So thank you, everybody, for tuning into my misery. I greatly appreciate it.
I'm helping.
But anyway, so it's going to be a short streaming episode tonight because we're kind of a little bit behind schedule and we have things that are going on tonight. But basically, to start off, the major gaming news, which we're not going to go over very much, but three of the biggest things that came out were some game delays. I'm going to start off with discussing probably the biggest and most anticipated title in years. I might even say it's probably the most anticipated behind maybe Skyrim. I don't know. I don't know if anybody else feels about that way. Oh my God, feels that way about this game.
Elder Scrolls.
Well, anything Elder Scrolls, yes, but so CD Projekt Red, the developers of The Witcher that a lot of people are just now finding out about because of the Netflix series, which apparently people are going out and buying game consoles solely to be able to play The Witcher 3 and Witcher 1 and 2 because of the series. So hey, that's awesome, getting more people into gaming. But yes, Cyberpunk 2077 has been delayed. And it's not your typical 1-2 month delay like we usually see, or even week-long delays. It's been delayed by 4 months from April to September 17th, I want to say. So that's kind of rough, man. It's kind of a long-ass delay. But, hey, if they still need to fix everything and kind of, get the game to where they want it to be, then what can you do? So be it.
Yeah, we waited this long for it. We can wait a little bit longer, a couple more months, whatever.
Yeah, why not, right?
It's going to be a good game when it comes out. I mean, if they want to take a little bit extra time to, fine tune it and polish it up, have at it, whatever. Two other game delays we had. We had the upcoming Avengers game. Not a whole lot's known on it. It's supposed to be an RPG. I think it was like a first-person shot Avengers game.
I don't think it's first person. I think everything that I remember seeing was third person, kind of like
was
Batman
it?
Arkham series, yeah.
Oh, they had first person gameplay of it. For myself, I don't know. But anyways, and then on top of that, we also had the remake of Final Fantasy VII that a lot of people have been waiting for a while now. It's getting delayed for a total of a month. Oh, well. The one thing I want to give these developers credit for, though, with these delays is they're coming out and publicly apologizing and notifying people, hey, We know that we said it was going to be a set date. We
Mm-hmm.
know the date's coming up soon.
Right.
But give us a little bit more time. We want to make sure this game is at 100% before we hand it to you guys. We are sorry. I think if more developers did that than just being like, hey, game's delayed 5 months, sorry about you, people would understand. They're not going to be as mad. They're going to be like, you know what? Yeah, I pre ordered this game a year ago, a couple months ago, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They're not just taking the time to say, we're taking the time. They're taking the time to make the game better for you, the
Exactly.
consumer. A lot of time goes into
Yep.
making these games. A lot of time, a lot of resources, a lot of man hours. These developers work very hard in a lot of different aspects to make these games.
Mm-hmm.
We, as consumers and fans of these games, need to give them the time to make it to our standard because they're not going to put up a subpar project and be like, oh, there you go. If we get roasted, we get roasted on it. They actually care about their game, and we need to, recognize that and appreciate them for taking the extra time. I'll get off my soapbox now.
No, I absolutely agree. I mean the thing is that we've seen delays so much recently, and a lot of people get upset about it. But then we see games like No Man's Sky, Fallout 76 that come out that probably shouldn't have launched when they did, but there's such a demand from the consumer, which I understand. You know, we all want games. When we get hyped up about a game, we just want the game to come out. We get excited. We're anticipating it. We want something fresh to play. Right now, honestly, for me, this delay is probably the best thing that could happen for me because I want to get Cyberpunk at release, and because of my backlog, it wouldn't make any sense. 'Cause I still got to finish Red Dead, the Batman's games. I haven't even played Horizon Zero Dawn yet. There's so many games that I'm
I
behind. I know, I know. Okay,
haven't
I
played it either.
um. One thing I can say though, when The Last of Us 2 comes out, that will be top priority. I will be streaming the entire game as I play it and everything else. That'll be absolutely number one priority. So, but of course, I would hope that anybody that picks it up will make it a priority game to play through and through. But yeah, so I agree. I think the publishers need to step back and let developers do their job a little bit as well, because I feel like a lot of the issues when games get rushed out, it is the publishers. Activision, they're one of the biggest ones. Activision and EA, everybody knows that they are two of the biggest ones that do this crap, where developers feel like they need to rush everything out. Who was the one that came out and said they were working like 100-hour weeks and shit recently to try to make the deadline for some games? I can't remember who it was, but it was a pretty big company and a very big title that everybody knows about and loved. But people are finding out how much these guys had to work, guys and girls had to work, and it's
I
crazy.
don't remember. I know we've talked about it once or twice on the podcast before. I can't think of what it was.
I can't either. It's been a little bit of time between then and now.
Was it Nintendo?
I don't know, man. I really can't. I can't remember at all. I wish I could, but I have no clue.
The game probably didn't make that much of an impact. That's why we can't remember.
Well, no, I think it's the complete opposite. Like everybody loved it, and then they're
Yeah,
finding out, and
I
then
get
people
it.
are like, I don't know. I wish I could remember. I really do, but
Yeah.
again, it is what it is. We've all slept since then. A lot of things have happened since then. So hey, it's as easy as
Well,
googling. If you want to figure out what the game was, just Google dev team working over 100 hours a week. You'll be able to find it. I mean,
and
I could,
here's
but,
here's the thing too, is that okay? We don't remember when a game comes out how long it got delayed. That's not what's remembered about a game. It's is the game good or is the game bad? So if the
exactly.
developers want to take some time to make a game a little bit better, so our lasting memory of the game isn't, it was subpar kind of crap. I'm not going to sit there and be like, man, this is the best game, 2020, but that 5 month delay that they had, it kills it for me. Like, no
Right.
one cares about the delays. People are still going to buy your game.
Right. Exactly. And it just people need to stop looking at delays as a negative thing. Like I keep hearing all the time that delays kill a game. It kills the hype of the game. Why?
Yeah.
They're obviously not happy with the product yet. So instead of putting out an inferior product, they're attempting to fix any issues. But hey, everybody out there is like, well, why does this game have these bugs? Sports games are a big one. this stuff shouldn't be happening. Why do these guys look like this? Why are they doing that? Because sports games are on a 1 year development cycle. Literally, as soon as they get done developing one game, they might get like a little bit of a break, and then they go right into the next year's title. There is no break for games like this. So bugs and glitches and everything like that, they're bound to happen. It's all in coding. If anybody else out there thinks that they can do better, go get your experience and go develop for big time companies like EA and Bethesda and all them. Rant over for that section. But yeah,
It's gamers are never going to be happy 100% of the time. You know how we are.
never.
We're the worst consumers in the world.
Oh, 100%. It's like I can literally go on Steam reviews, IGN reviews, YouTube, like literally any review board, and you'll find people that thumbs down, like
Keyboard
0 star, 1 star, everything. Yeah, exactly.
This
You
game
see,
gave me diarrhea. Like,
all I picture is like Schmeagol sitting there typing away. I just, yeah, yeah. So, anyway,
his keyboard's up by his face. I don't know.
pretty much. I mean, who knows? But hey, these same people that we're
Ooh.
trying to reach out to with our podcast. But, uh, anyway, it is the nerd. It's the culture, the gamer culture, the nerdum culture. We are so passionate about what we enjoy and what we love that we expect the very best at all times. But people fail to understand the realism and realistic expectations versus fantasy expectations. You can't expect every game to come out and be 100% flawless. If you know anything about code, if you've done any kind of coding whatsoever, programming, anything, it's not going to be able to be 100% flawless. It's one of those things where you're working on code and something doesn't work. You're like, what the fuck? Why doesn't this work? I can't figure it out. And then like 5 minutes later, what the fuck? It's working. Why is it working? I can't figure it out. There's like no in between. It's either working or it doesn't. It is like the most unforgiving thing you can really do. One character out of line and fucks everything up. So just coming from somebody that's done a little bit of coding, not a lot, but enough to have experience with it and know that it's a son of a bitch.
You okay?
I'm good. I'm good. The redness in my face is not me boiling and everything. It is from my light on my microphone, just so everybody
I was
knows.
gonna ask about that
Yeah,
actually.
it's this right here. It's my mic. There's a little red light on here. I'm kind
Oh
of going
God,
all like I'm
his
kind of going
internal
all bubble
thoughts are
in there
his
pointing.
internal thoughts are setting him off before he can even say anything.
Not this time. No, no, not.
uh,
All right, so I guess ready to move on, so we can get off
yeah.
because I can go on that could be a whole nother
Oh
fucking
yeah.
episode.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
topic of the night. It's gonna be kind of a shorter episode because of time restraints and all that, and we're never on time. Um, we're we're kind of gonna give a little back summary of streaming, like how we got into streaming, our opinions on streaming. Because I mean, I don't know about you, Neff, but a lot of time people will ask me, and I don't claim to be a big name streamer. I'm not. I'm a small time streamer. This is a hobby. I don't plan to make millions off of this. Be cool if I did,
Right?
but
Wouldn't it be nice?
it's a hobby. I enjoy playing video games, and I enjoy being able to play video games for people who want to watch me. Even if I'm streaming to one person or I'm streaming to 100 people,
Hmm.
it's still the same to me. Even if I have one person watching me, and it's my dad who's knows nothing about technology and he's just trying to support me doing something, meeting a goal, whatever. It's a hobby. That's how I look at this. But I think a lot of people got a bad perception of streaming because they think, oh, you're going to start streaming. What do you think you're as big as Ninja or Shroud, or you think you're going to get famous and all that? No, I've had people ask me like, what is streaming? What's the point of streaming? There's no point to it. I regularly play video games all the time. My wife regularly plays video games all the time. Neff regularly plays video games. His fiance regularly plays them every
She's
night or
playing.
every other
She's
night.
she's playing right now. You may hear her rage in Call of Duty. She's she's sitting
Every
here
night
with. Yeah,
to every other night, we're all playing video games.
mhm.
It's what we do. It's our hobby. It's what we're passionate about. It's what we enjoy. Hence why we made this podcast to talk about video games with all you out there that want to watch us flap our gums about it. But it's there's a misconception to where if you start streaming, you're doing it to make money. Believe me, not the case for like 99% of the people on Twitch. And there's a lot of streamers out there. It is a hard market to bust into. You
Hmm.
constantly have to know a psychology about people, you know, camera placement, what people are going to be looking at, what's going to be new, what's going to be fresh, what's the new gimmick. You know, you go back 2 years ago in streaming, there were not soundboards. You look at major streamers nowadays, most of them have soundboards. They have two PCs running their setups. You know, it's completely different. And within a year, streaming can change the dynamic, the algorithm, everything about it can change to
Hmm.
where one game's not popular anymore. What did they do before Fortnite was able to be streamed? Another
Yeah.
game was top. I mean,
Yep.
it's one of those things where the dynamic changes so much and so often. It's hard to be top dog
Right.
in the streaming community. I mean, it's it's a cornered market, you could say, by Twitch. Mixer has its few people. Like, yeah, they got Shroud and they got Ninja, but their numbers didn't really increase a crazy amount after that happened because it was a smaller streamer service.
Yeah.
So
And I mean, in fact, their numbers drop drastically. I every once in a while I go over to
it's
Mixer.
really weird.
Yeah, I know. You would think that a lot of people will float over, but there's a lot of people that just don't like. They're not all about the Mixer interface and everything.
Mm.
There's a lot of people that are all about Twitch and the community on Twitch because of what Twitch has become. And I'll kind of touch on like before Twitch a little bit for anybody that might not really know a whole lot about it.
Why are you all talking middle building?
I thought she was like, "Why are you talking about that?"
No, she's getting angry at people camping, which who doesn't, right? People playing
It's
Call
Call
of
of Duty.
Duty, any shooter. Why wouldn't you be angry at people camping? I mean, it's only natural, unless you
He's
are a
only
dirty,
saying
filthy
that so he
camper.
doesn't get hit.
She can't hear me anyway. She's got her pink Razor headset with the cat ears on it.
Oh my
Cue
God.
bottle flying across the room.
It wouldn't be the first time. It would not. She hit me in the face a while back while I was streaming Call of Duty, Black Ops 4 from my PS4, and yeah, Can hit me right in the face. Actually, I think she did it when we were recording an episode too.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah,
Um,
shit. I get
so
things thrown at me a lot. By the way, I can't keep my mouth shut.
so I mean, for context here, how did you first get into streaming?
Uh, well, for me, like the whole reason I got into streaming is because I was watching streaming way back in God, man, 2009, 10 range. Her brother kind of introduced me to it when I was really following competitive Call of Duty and everything, and he told me to check out a website called Justin.tv. All right, and that was before Twitch. It was a lot like Twitch, pretty much all the same thing. People streamed everything on there though. There were movies, there were in real life channels, just like we got now. I remember when we first moved here to Illinois, we didn't have cable or anything, so I would literally get on there and watch movies on Justin.tv, The Big Bang Theory, Family Guy, whatever people were streaming before it got DMC'd, DMCA'd, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm blanking on it right now. But yeah, I would sit there and watch it, and that was my entertainment for the time being. But it was just a hobby. It was fun to watch because I've always liked watching people play video games. When I was younger, my dad with his Super Nintendo playing Super Mario Brothers and stuff. I would love to sit there and watch him play, and it was just entertaining to me. Like anything else, it's all about entertainment. Because I like to watch people play the same games that I do because it's kind of a different way to go about them. No two games do you have to go the same exact way. Hello, Trent. How's it going? Thank you for tuning in. Greatly appreciate the view. Um,
Oh
I
my goodness.
yeah, so it's just another form of entertainment, and for me, it's more interactive and more mentally stimulating than just sitting back and watching TV all the time.
Why?
You know what I mean? And
Yeah, no, I get it.
that's what a lot of people I think don't quite understand, especially if you're sitting there watching with people that you talk to. You can engage with them and kind of maybe try to help them through different things. Like I went back and I watched people playing Dino Crisis. I forgot how difficult some of the puzzles could be in that game.
Mhm.
And people were talking in chat like, "Man, I can't remember this. I'm trying to remember how it was." And then they're kind of helping one another through it. And I mean, this person had like I don't know 800-900 people watching,
Was not.
which in the top streamer world that's like minuscule, but for most streamers that's a pretty hefty amount. But they got 800-900 people watching them play an old game from like what, the 90s.
Mhm.
So they got a ton of people watching them, helping them out, trying to remember how to get through all these things and just building a community and talking. That's really what got me into streaming. Share my gameplay, um, meet people, hang out, chat about things that we have mutual interest in. I'm not one to just go out and talk to a bunch of random people. I quite honestly I don't really care for a lot of people. But if we have mutual interests like gaming, sports, things like that, I have no problem talking. I'll listen to people talk about anything they enjoy, even if I don't, but it won't really get me to talk about it. But if we have mutual interests, that's what we really start talking about. Oh, that's how you and I first started talking at work. Once
Yep.
once we realized that we knew each other from outside from a couple other things a couple of years ago, we started talking about Overwatch and whatever else. That's like 99% of my friends. That's how we all became friends was gaming, and to this day, I I really enjoy it. You know, yeah. So that's really what got me into it.
I feel like I was there.
Possibly, it's something that I have to give some thought to, and we kind of got to talk about. But it might branch out, maybe on a personal channel. I don't know yet, but we can definitely talk about some of that stuff. I'm open to any and everything. Well,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So anyway, but yeah, that's just really what got me into it. Just fun, a hobby. I have so many hobbies and interests though; it's so difficult. But this is the one that I'm like going to stick with the most, honestly.
I I think I'm gonna ride this train until it crashes pretty hard into the ground one day on me.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. No, I mean personally for me, my end goal for this is when this stops being fun and it ruins games for me, which it's come close. There have been, I thought I was going to do it for a year and be done with it, and I'm about to hit my year mark, um, and I'm okay with where I'm at. I don't have to stream to a big audience. Not that I get one. It's just I stream for the people who want to come watch me, and that's good enough for
Yep.
me. I'm already going to be playing the game. Why not turn the camera on and listen? Have people listen to me run my mouth the entire time because that's all I'm really good at. But yeah, no, man, it's it's fun. You're not getting my Brawly pop vinyl tie. He's mine. Um, it, I don't know, man. Streaming, at least when I started to take it seriously, it was I went to my wife. I'm like, look, this is something I really want to try. If I, crash and burn in it, I crash and burn in it. But at least I tried it, and I do that a lot. Where it's like I want to try this. If I fail at it, I fail at it. But at least I can be happy with the fact knowing that I tried. And streaming, it was a challenge at first because the last time I streamed prior to last year was in 2013. I streamed two times, and it was Outlast 1 when it first came out. And I streamed it on my PlayStation. Um, I didn't have a camera. I had a mic, and that was it. I think I had three total viewers for those 2 days, and a lot of them were my buddies that were interested in watching the game because they had never played it before.
That
So,
right there's another one to kind of check out a game that you've never played and kind of see if you're
yep.
interested in it.
And crazy enough, what you were saying with the old Dino Crisis thing, I got stuck in a corridor, couldn't figure out where to go. I didn't know I had to jump up onto this little box and go to this vent. And my chat actually helped me out. Three people never played the game before, and they were trying to help me figure this puzzle out. And that was really cool. And that kind of sparked something in me that was like,
Hmm.
you know what? I'm not at a level to where I can dedicate a lot of time to streaming. I want to come back to this.
Not even
And
looking at me.
one day it was just like, you know what? Babe, I'm gonna shoot my shot. I'm gonna see what it does for me, and I'm gonna see where it goes. I don't think I'm
Yeah.
a very entertaining person on camera,
Hmm.
but I also am a firm believer that if you're streaming, you need a camera because people feel more connected when they can see the person playing than if they can
Yep.
just hear their voice. And again, that goes back to the psychology of actually streaming.
Hmm.
Why?
Most people they don't put their
Why are you guys
they
talking
tell you
like
not
this?
to put your camera up on the middle of your screen looking directly at you or you being above your camera, because it makes the people watching you feel less important. So if you put it off to the angle and a little bit higher, it's physically appealing to the human eye because they feel like I'm just hanging out with a buddy, chilling, watching games.
Yep.
I don't know how far I'll take this. Like I said, I'm gonna ride this train out and we'll see where it goes. But I'm in a good place with it, and I'm happy with where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing though. Why stop? It takes a while to really build an audience. People think that Ninja just blew up, and that's why so many people just use Ninja or Shroud. People think that Ninja blew up. Ninja's been streaming for, fuck, man, I don't even know how long. He was
Wow.
he played pro Halo Reach, Pat the 4-star Dragon Ball Spirit Bomb, decent. Yeah, Suicide Emily finally got it to hold up there, and I thought it was freaking awesome. I'm just waiting for it to fall and crack me in the back of the head and split me open. Um, but anyway, so God damn it, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Ninja. Like he was streaming Halo, he was streaming PUBG, H1Z1, like all these different games. Fortnite, for whatever reason, is just the game that got him over that point. In fact, you can go back and watch a video from Ninja where he started at when he was first started streaming and see his setup, which was an Xbox, capture card, TV, and a somewhat crappy PC. And it took him years. Tim the Tatman has been streaming for 8-9 years, something along those lines now.
Early Tim the Tatman videos make my heart happy.
Oh man, I absolutely love them. Tim
the duct tape camera up on the wall. Oh, it's so good. He's got a duct tape camcorder up on his wall.
And that's the thing, man. Like people did whatever they could, and then you gradually build up your setup as you go on. For the last couple of years when I streamed, which I couldn't really dedicate a whole lot of time to streaming, like I'm hopefully going to be able to more now, because I work so damn much, working 16, 18, 20-hour days, things like that. But I had my PlayStation camera that Suicide got me one year for Christmas because I wanted to get into streaming. And she got it for me, and I used it, and I would get people watching me, and then I stopped streaming for a while, so I lost all my followers. I probably could have been affiliated a long time ago if I kept streaming the way I was, because my old channel that I can't recover for whatever reason, not because I was a dick, because I've always been pretty decent when I'm on Twitch. I know it's...
Don't let him
lie. I really can't recover the email. The email account got locked because I hadn't used it in years, and I forgot the password for it, and I tried to do the reset, and it's an old phone number that I had linked to it, so it was just fucked from the get-go, so I kind of had to lose it. I didn't have a ton of followers, but I had like 70 or 80 followers on there, which is about what I have now, but that was like years ago. And I would average about 4 people watching me play Call of Duty. This was back when I was a hell of a lot better at COD than what I am now, even though I'm kind of getting my game back.
Come on, teammates, you're fucking, would you look to your right?
Anyway, so yeah, I'm trying to get back to my original thought. Oh yeah, streaming. It takes a long time to build up to get to that base. A really long time. People stream for a year, hit that 100 follower mark, and then maybe get affiliated, and they're like, "Damn, I can't believe it's been a year, and I'm just now getting affiliated to where I get my subscription button." I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this, man. And like they let it kind of get to them and kind of knock them down. There's a few things I've learned with Twitch for anybody out there that's thinking about starting to stream on Twitch and everything else, because I do a lot of research on this in my spare time, which isn't very much, but because I do want to continue to grow and build, not because I expect to be able to make a lot of money on it, but I always want to get better. Anything I do, I want to learn how to get better. I want to learn how to improve myself. Like you stated, with the cameras being directly above and everything. The only reason why I'm looking at the camera right now or in the general direction of the camera is because I'm trying to talk to everybody. Usually I'm sitting here looking like this at my computer screen instead of my second screen, my TV, which is behind my camera. I'm usually sitting here like this, but I feel like for this episode in particular, I kind of want to be engaging a little bit more because I'm kind of talking directly to whoever's watching and listening. Your video froze up for me, so I don't know what you're doing now exactly.
No, nothing. You're doing great. Keep it up.
Yeah, I know. I'm going on my little rants here.
That's what this podcast was founded on. Rants.
It is.
Rants, salt, and rage.
Yes. What I've learned just really quick is that a lot of people don't like to see green screens anymore. Green screens were big there for a while. A lot of people like to see things in the background. Hence my statues, my Dragon Balls, my hats over here, stuff up here, that dragon that came from the Philippines. Um, all my little random things that are sitting around. Your pop vinyl figures and everything else. I mean, like even when I'm watching your streams, we know each other personally. We're pretty decent friends, I would say. um, yeah, no. Uh, like my camera angle could be a little bit lower. Yeah, it could be, but there's reasons for that. Um, and like I still picture or figure things out on your setup, like behind you on your display, that I am just now realizing what they are. Like last week or the week before, I just realized that you had Zim on the pig in the
I
background.
noticed.
Emily noticed, yes. Suicide noticed. I just now realized the Pikachu keychain. How long has that been there?
About a month.
About a month. And I watch your
Yeah.
streams just about every time you stream if I'm
Oh
off
yeah,
work.
there's. Well, I see. I'm in the way of a lot of crap, but there's a lot
Right.
of crap on the shelf.
There is, but like still, I've seen the vast majority of it, at one point or another. But that's what a lot of people are beginning to look for more and more. Hence the reason why a lot of people get like backlights going on and everything else, like your LEDs in the background. Uh, it's just so much that is really going into it that people like to pay attention to more. And it's not all about how good you are at a game anymore. It's your production quality. It's the visual stimulus.
And
I
most
have seen
people
people
don't.
that are not that good at video games, but they have a massive following because their production quality is fantastic. Their camera, their webcam, their stream quality, everything in the background, their audio. Audio is one of the biggest ones that everybody wants to see have higher quality. I've had people tell me that they like listening to my voice on here. I've been told that in game while I was streaming that people like my voice and everything. I've heard that for years. It's still
Soothing.
weird. Yes, it.
I don't hear it personally.
Okay. Anyway, so it just all it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot more than what people realize, and it's not just playing the game and being good at the game. There are some exceptions to the rule, but the general consensus is production quality, style, the look, like I said, the visual appeal. And that's thing I think a lot of people take that for granted and just focus on being talented at a game.
You sound like a white Morgan Freeman on a good day, and I sound like Alvin from Alvin and the Chipmunks got into pills and chain smoked for 18 years.
This is that's exactly how people have described me numerous times. I've been told that. It's kind of funny. Everybody says the same thing. White Morgan Freeman. I take that as a hell of a compliment too.
Oh
I just
yeah,
I
oh
just
yeah.
I just wish I could do voiceovers and shit. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, just in general, streaming takes a lot of work that a lot of people don't realize. And people are like, why don't you get a real job? To those that are making good money and everything else, for one, they make damn good money. Look at Ninja. He's got his own skin in Fortnite now. He has hosted a massive charity tournament in Las Vegas that garnered a lot of fucking money.
I will
He,
say,
uh,
not to interrupt you, I'm
yeah,
surprised it took Fortnite this long to give him his own skin.
I am too. I was actually thinking about that myself. I was like, man, he blew up, and yeah, that's part of the reason why he blew up was Fortnite. But a lot of people started playing Fortnite from watching Ninja and everything. It's the way it goes. But yeah, I figured that they would have had it a long time ago. But I do remember watching Ninja when he first started streaming Fortnite. It was when season 2 started, and Ninja even talked about this a little while back. I can't remember how, but I was thinking about it, and then he started talking about it, which I thought was funny. The plunger skin, for anybody that knows what that is, it's literally a plunger with a katana. Ninja on stream back when like season 2 started, like after season 1 when they really first added the battle pass and everything else, said, Epic, you need to add things to this game for me to support you to buy things. Like he was looking to buy skins and everything else. He was like, add stuff for me to buy. I want to support your game. You're doing a hell of a job. You're banning all these cheaters. You're doing this. You're doing that. You're doing everything right. Let me support you on a free to play game. I don't even care if you give me a plunger as a pickaxe, and then literally like a couple weeks later they come out with a plunger, and Middle of Nowhere Entertainment has liked the stream. Hey, we liked our own stream. Um, God damn it, what was I saying? Oh, so yeah, they came out with
Plunger.
the plunger and the katana in it as a pickaxe, which funnier than hell. You mean to tell me that Ninja had absolutely no input on that whatsoever because he said something like that with the plunger and then they randomly do it a couple weeks later? Come on.
He is Fortnite at this point. I mean, as much as he plays it, him, Dr. Lupo, a lot of guys, they are
Yeah.
Fortnite. Tifu. I mean, it's they're the game at this point. The game wouldn't be probably as big. It's still going to be a big game, but it's not as big without those guys promoting it. Johnson Ty 55 asked if I'd be streaming the new Dragon Ball Kakarot game. I don't know if there's multiple save files on it. I will because it's kind of one that I want to play in my spare time. And plus, I'm still kind of in shiny hunting. Plus, I picked up a copy of Pokemon Shield to do a complete playthrough on my channel. So we'll see. Kind of up in the air right now.
Decent.
Yeah. And I mean, you pretty much nailed it with a lot of people don't know the time and effort that goes into setting this stuff up. It's not like you just, it seems as simple as grabbing a microphone, a camera, a controller, and your favorite game and putting it on there, but self-promoting is a big part of it. I have at least 3 social media sites that I have to hit before I can even like start streaming. And I have to like hit my time frames close to when I can. So at 8 o'clock, I'm putting out on all my social media, hey, this is what time I'm streaming. It's 8:30. That gives me a half an hour to set everything up, set up my Elgato, set up like whatever console that I'm using for that night, set up the game, make sure it's updated. Because if I'm 10 minutes away from streaming and my game needs an update, and it's a half-hour update, I'm screwed. I don't have a game, and that's happened before where I've had to change games up on the fly.
Same here. Same here, and it's annoying as hell.
It's not even to where it's like, great, no, I'm not going to be able to stream tonight. It's like, man, I told people that I was going to be on at this time for them to watch, take time out of their day to watch me do something that's a hobby of mine that they can spend their time doing something better elsewhere. I'm letting them down by not keeping good to my word of being on at this time playing this game. Granted, yes, I'm sure people will understand if you change the game up, or people probably just won't even care. But at least to me, and I'm sure you're the same type of guy I am, that you don't want to let people down, especially the people that are trying to support you doing your thing.
Absolutely.
It's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling to be able to say like, hey, you know what? I've had my internet go out before. 10 minutes before streaming, it's like, hey guys, I'm really sorry. I was going to stream tonight. There's no stream. I feel bad. Here's what I'm going to do. Tomorrow I'm going to stream an hour early or whatever. I'll be on for an hour later. And it's a commitment that
it is, man. I will say, like, it was much quicker and easier when I was just streaming directly from my PlayStation. Because, like, I've literally had days off where my entire day off was spent tweaking my audio, tweaking my video, going into my settings, finding everything that I could to kind of adjust and change and open up and kind of, like, tighten up and, you know, figuring out a design for my layout on stream and everything else. Suicide did all this stuff back here for me, and I absolutely love it, and I can't thank her enough. So, like, it's just so much that goes into it that people don't see and don't think about. You know, people like Tuna Tatman, Dr. Lupo, and all these guys, they have people that actually do a lot of this stuff for them. They have editors that create clips and videos and stuff for them for their YouTube channels and everything else. They have people that set up their audio for however way, or they tell them what to do with it. Like, I saw somebody discussing it with them. They have people that they give their stream key to, that they have access to change the scenes and add things up in video and on screen for them while they're in the middle of a game so that things run fluidly. It's crazy the type of production that goes into this and what type of things people do. And the job market, if you are good at designing and like editing and things like that, this opens up all kinds of possibilities for people. Fiverr is a big marketplace right now for gaming logos and everything else. It has blown up tremendously to where any logo thing right now is starting to add gaming logos, gaming team logos,
Mhm.
stream banners because it's getting so big. It's crazy.
Thank you to Kong Vector, who's done all of our logos for the Potato Man Podcast, Middle of Nowhere, and my own. Thank you.
I'm gonna have to hit them up for mine as well.
They do good work, and they're pretty
Yeah.
cheap. I mean, that's the quality of work you get for the price that you pay is phenomenal. I'll put it that way. I don't want to cut them short and say that they're cheap to do cheap work, but no, they do really good work. They actually did my Twitch and my affiliate badges as well. So yeah, and I mean, if you go on Fiverr and Google Twitch logo, you're gonna get like thousands and thousands of like artists, and they all have different styles. The first funny story, the first Twitch logo I ever got looked like hot garbage. It looked like somebody took a Hawaiian or not Hawaiian roll, a California roll, like a sushi roll, and put an angry face right on it. And the guy, I was like, what is this? This isn't a rug. I asked you for a rug with like a fucking ghost on top. And the guy's like, dude, come on. No one's gonna be able to make that. I'm like, I can drop a concept in 5 seconds, dude. I just need you to do your magic. It looked like he made it with like the pens that you can like draw on
Yeah.
tablets. It looks like he literally just drew a circle and then a frowny face and then was like, all right, there you go. Give me my money. Like, I'm not paying for this. I'm not. I'm
A
sorry.
circle with a frowny face. I love it.
I still have the original concept. I'll have to send it to you. It's bad. But yeah,
Wow, yeah.
there's a it's I don't want to say it's an art setting everything up. It's definitely feels like a job more than a hobby at a certain point. And I think that the payoff's good because you're getting to fulfill a task you set out for, which was, hey man, I'm gonna get a camera. I'm normally not a shy person, not really reserved. The first time I got on camera, you couldn't get me to talk. You could not get me to talk now. And now that my audio is messed up on my Switch, whenever I stream a 2-hour session of shiny hunting where there's no audio, it's either dead silence or I have to talk for 2 hours straight, and I can do that. But man, do I hate doing it. um, I I could talk a buzzard into a buy in a wagon full of crap. Like I don't know, man. It takes a lot, and I know buddies who I was like, hey, man, come be on the podcast with us, or be on my stream with me. It's like, nah, man, no, I don't want to put my voice out there for everybody to hear, or I don't
Yep.
want to be on camera. I get it. It took a lot for me to do it and to be natural in front of a camera. But at a
Hmm.
certain point, if you are thinking about streaming and you're worried about that, your second, third, or fourth video in, you're not even going to know the camera's there. You're going to be so focused on the game, and sometimes I do it to where I'm so focused on the game, I forget to talk.
Who
I
was
just get
that
so
telling the
intense.
man up? Okay, Ty.
We'll have the Johnson Tie 55 face reveal next episode of the Potato Man podcast. I'm going to get a mock picture of like Elvis mixed with Michael Jackson, and that's going to be Tyler's face. Um,
Oh man,
but
that's fantastic.
yeah, no, I just to wrap up on my end, streaming is a hobby. For me, it's always going to be a hobby. Even if a week from now I blew up, I'm getting like thousands and thousands of, subs and all of that. And it actually, I make it big or whatever. I know that at a certain point, I'm still going to be like, you know what? This is still a hobby to me.
Hmm.
It's always going to be a hobby to me. I have a full-time job. You have a full-time job. A lot of our buddies who stream have a full-time job. This is not a job. This is not a part-time
No.
job. It's not a secondary job. It is a hobby. And
Right.
that's all it is. A lot of us don't get paid for doing this. We do it out of the kindness of our heart.
Yep. And that's one of the other things that a lot of people take and kind of twist up a lot too because of this. Like I hear this quite a bit. You really expect to make money off of this? Not at all. In fact, if I do get lucky enough to make any money off of it, any of that money is going back into my stream. And this is one thing that I can kind of tell everybody from doing a bunch of research, because as I said, I do tons of research because I always want to improve everything I do. If you start streaming and you start getting donations and things like that, put that money that your viewers give you back into what they can see. Okay.
Yep.
Lighting, figures for the background, overlays, images, graphics, things like that. Don't put that money into, well, or like maybe microphone, things like that could help your quality. Don't put that money into getting the newest 4K 144 hertz monitor with 1 millisecond response time that's like $1,200. You know what I mean? Of course, all that's all like blown out of proportion, but you get what I'm saying. Put it into things that your viewers and your listeners and anything else, whatever you're doing, can see and enjoy. Otherwise, it's going to feel like they're just giving you money to treat yourself to things. Not a new keyboard, not a new mouse. Now, if your keyboard craps out on you and you got the extra funds and your donations and stuff and your subscriptions, then yeah, you need that. Excuse me, you need that to be able to run your stream. But
Right.
put more of it into what your viewers can enjoy.
Okay, why do I keep calling
My first $100 that Twitch paid out to me when I became an affiliate went straight to my Elgato capture card, so I could put more stuff into my streams.
Shoot me in the back of the fucking head.
I could have taken that $100. I could have put it in my gas tank. I could have, bought food with it or whatever.
Yep.
But instead, I threw it back in the stream, and I always told myself, every cent I make from this, the only thing that's going to come to borderline for myself, but still for the stream, is I'm going to take that money to buy a new game that I'm going to stream on the channel.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's content. I've only done that once, and I'm getting to that stage. Again, not saying, I made it big or whatever. I'm getting to that stage to where the finances are coming more than I need equipment upgrades, if that makes sense.
Right.
And at that point, I think when I'm set with my setup and everything's perfect and everything's good, that money's going to go to a charity, whether it be when Extra Life comes around, I donate it all to Extra Life, something like that. Just because, again, this is not a job for me. This is a hobby. I'm not doing this for a living. I don't know. That's just my opinion about it. But
no, I absolutely agree. I mean, if either of us are lucky enough to take off, and I will commend somebody just recently liked the stream, shared the stream and everything. Whoops you. His channel, he's been working on it for a couple of years now. He started out streaming just from his PlayStation, got a PC built and everything. And I'm not sure what exact number of subscribers he's got blown up, but he's got people that are buying hoodies from him now. And every time he gets a bunch of orders, people are requesting more. And he's constantly growing in popularity around the town, and people that don't really know him are starting to figure out who he is through that, and it's pretty awesome for him. And I congratulate him on that. And if he's still watching, dude, fucking awesome job. We were talking about it earlier. Keep going, keep grinding, because it is a grind. And like we said about starting out slow, he's been doing it for about 2 years now, and he's climbing, putting that work in, putting that effort in. I really didn't believe exactly how much work he was telling me he had to put into getting his stream to go until him, my fiance, and their mom got me my computer for Christmas, which allowed me to stream. And now I'm realizing exactly how much work goes into it. And it's like you said, it's all a hobby.
And go check him out. He's a pretty entertaining streamer to watch. He's very energetic,
He's
characteristic guy. I'm giving him credit. Don't even. Twitch.tv/WhoopsYouGaming.
Actually, it's just Whoops You now.
Is it really?
Yeah, he changed it.
He changed it?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can support that now. That's pretty hard on the gaming part. I don't know if we can. I'm kidding. Yeah, no, go check him out. Don't follow. Check out his streams. Buy a hoodie.
Are we serious?
Do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, exactly. I mean, and by the way, he's not aiming to make any money off of this hoodie. He, like, when he does the orders for him, it's like $30, I believe he sells them for, which is damn cheap for a hoodie. And believe me, they are comfortable and they are fucking warm. Like, they are really good quality, really soft.
Yeah.
I love them for what he's selling them for. To really not make any money off of, it's it's just branding, getting his name out there, and giving people a decent product, which I've kind of
He's
thought about
actually
forever
turning it into
ago.
pennies and sitting in a bathtub, and he's playing with the pennies.
That is not what I thought you were about to say,
He's
but
got a kiddie pool, and he's just throwing pennies up in the air. Like those idiots bought the hoodies. I can't believe it worked.
Oh shit! Yeah.
On that note, that's all I got for this
Mhm.
episode. How about yourself?
That's all I got, man. I know I went on a few rants here and there, but
Oh,
hopefully,
right there with you.
hopefully, like, and I feel like I kind of talked more than you did at some points too, and you've been kind of streaming more than me, and you've already hit that affiliate mark and everything else, and I feel like I kind of took over some areas, but
I made it big time. I can ride the wheels to that downward spiral of channel dying and me not being relevant anymore.
drinking to sleep and sitting on your front porch naked, except for one sock on your right foot.
I do that anyways. I did that before the streaming, actually.
I believe it. I believe
Uh,
it.
oh yeah, it's a very humbling experience. When you do get or you put in the work and you finally do reach affiliate,
Right.
it makes you feel like you're accomplishing the goal that you set out to get, and
Right.
it does not come easy. And anybody telling you,
Oh
even yourself that's grinding for affiliate,
man,
it is not an easy task. It sucks.
I am grinding. I have been grinding for affiliate, and I'm sitting at. I'm like right there on the threshold of it, and I just can't quite get over that hump, and it's so frustrating, but it's also learning as well. One last thing that I do want to say though is talking about a humbling experience and everything else. Like I've recently had people come up to me, people at work, people that I really never talked to that often, except for a couple, and then people outside of work that I really don't even know. They've come up to me and said, "Hey, you stream, right? Like you're a gamer, you started streaming and stuff, or like, hey, you started a podcast and all that stuff, right?" I'm like, yeah. Hey, well, what's your tag? Let me hit you up. You want to play some games? You want to stream? Can I play with you while you stream? Shit like that. They're like, I
Who
have no
are you people?
They're like, I have no interest in streaming or whatever, but I just want to play and have fun, and I think streaming is awesome. I don't want to do it, but I'd like to play with people that stream. I'm like, yeah, sure, fucking hit me up, whatever. And yeah, it's been happening more and more, and I'm like, I don't know where the hell this is coming from. I don't know, but hey, thanks, I appreciate it. Like I had people that tuned into the podcast and checked us out and followed on a couple different things that I've never talked to, don't know who the hell they are, but they approached me, sending me like private messages on Facebook and stuff, and they're not even on my friends list or anything. So it's awesome. It's an awesome feeling to know that people that you don't even know are coming to you and enjoying your content that you're putting out.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, but that's it. That's all I got. We've kind of went on for a lot longer, and we're a little bit late for you starting your stream and everything. So I apologize. But hey, we're all off tomorrow, so
I don't even know if I'm actually going to stream tonight. We might just chalk it up to having a boys' night and just playing some games. Who knows? I'll probably pick up a stream tomorrow. So,
all right,
we'll see.
all right. Well, on that note, everybody,
Thank you everybody for watching. Check us out. Middle of Nowhere Entertainment, Facebook, iTunes, Spotify, everything else he said at the beginning of the episode that I didn't pay attention to because I was too busy watching the gerbil in my head spinning the wheel.
yeah. I can hear the creaking.
Oh, he died like an hour ago.
Well, we've only been live for 57 minutes and recording for 54, so you got more props there.
I'm just as surprised as you are.
But all right, everybody. Once again, thank you everybody for tuning in. Hopefully, this video kind of gets more views, and hell, maybe we help some people that want to start streaming. Maybe you guys think that we're just jokers. Either way, we'd like to hear what you got to say. Leave a comment. Tell us to fuck off, eat a bag of dicks, whatever. If you want to send us a bag of those fucking gummy bear dicks, let us know, and we'll set up a fucking PO box. They're not that expensive. Send us a fucking bag of dicks and show it on stream. Yeah, bag of dicks. I know it's funny. No, I say that because I was watching somebody on YouTube that actually had a viewer send them a bag of dicks because they absolutely hated them. So they sent them a bag of dicks to their PO box because they're gummy dicks. Like you can buy a bag of gummy
I've
dicks.
seen them.
Yeah. So
If they
they
taste good, I'll eat a bag of dicks. I don't care. Don't
this
put
dude.
that. Just edit that in post.
Oh man, I am clipping. Nope, I'm clipping that.
Edit
That's
edit that in
getting
post.
clipped. That's getting snipped. Everything. Eat a bag of dicks on Facebook. Suicide just showed me on her phone. So yeah.
I cannot.
Um, that's going on a little 30-second clip.
I hear my wife citing the divorce papers as this episode nears the end.
You think it's gonna be divorce, but it's yeah, never mind. I'm just gonna stop right there. I'm done. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night. We appreciate you tuning in, watching, following, sharing, yada yada yada, so on and so forth. Have a fantastic evening, everybody.
Bye bye.